Good morning, good morning, good morning. Whoa, trying to get that light right there so that y'all can actually see me without any. Yeah, I got a different camera set up right now because of the fact that I've been in class. I could give you all the excuses in the world, right? Like I give you all the excuses, but we're here for Wednesday. I didn't realize it was Wednesday. That's why I got what it's Wednesday. Um, and I actually thought we'd start playing with these ideas a little bit more, playing with what it is we're doing here, having a little bit more fun, exploring. And today's story is about text messaging and driving. Actually, I used to be a UPS driver for 15 years. A lot of you know that. And something that was big was texting and driving over the course of those 15 years because, iPhones had just came out, like people were texting, and, my understanding is if you look down at your phone, by the time you look back up at 70 miles an hour, you've already driven a football field. So I was driving in this neighborhood right over here by my house, and I was looking at my phone, and I thought, man, I know better than this. Why am I doing this? And I actually went into my head about it for a second, and I was like, why do we do things that we know aren't good for the greater society? They're not really the best thing we should be doing. We could be using that time to drive, but what's that about? Like, what is that about in humans that, like, we know better, but it's rarely that we actually do better? What's the thing that helps us to change? What's the thing that helps us to grow? What is the thing that helps us to really see that no, this is good for me? And as I started to think about it, I started to think about how whenever it is something that I'm doing, like if I want something, I could intellectually know how to get there. So a lot of people, it's weight loss. For me, it's not texting while driving in this neighborhood, right? Like we could use anything, but until we get a sense of it, right? Like because the next thing I did in the story was I then said, well, what if you kill a kid? And I felt that hit me like a little jolt of lightning. I felt that, but I didn't understand why I needed to scare myself in order to help myself to see that, like, I was that I needed to stop text messaging in the neighborhood. Why, like, it just started to become clear to me, a how quickly we can go in our head and we can build a whole scenario, a whole situation, a whole whatever, and like nobody be there. That's pretty cool. But B, what I noticed for people, for me, like generally as humans, until we understand and we feel that change has taken place, we could know it up here all day long. Like I can know that it's bad for me to text, but until I really sit with why that is for me, because like we know, oh yeah, it's bad to text message. Yeah, I know, I'm not supposed to do it. And I'm just using that situation because that's what's fresh. But what's showing up for me is that's what we do as humans. Generally, we we know what we're doing. We know why we're doing it, but we never sit with it and actually look. I was actually talking to a girl about relationships, and what she wanted was the thing that she was most afraid of. Like I want this type of guy, but this type of guy scares me because of what's happened in my past. And I was like, does that serve you now? She's like, no. I was like, do you see how it served you before? She's like, yeah. And that's it, right? Like text messaging driving was cool like 15 years ago when I first started. And now it's like it doesn't serve me. So why would we continue to do something that doesn't serve us? And what I'm seeing is just because we don't ask ourselves about it. We don't take that moment to notice where we are and what we're doing in that scenario. But hey, at any moment, you can notice what you're doing. It's that simple. Now, you have to come on camera and tell people, hey, I'm gonna stop text messaging and driving. If that's a thing, that's a thing. But like whatever shows up, shows up. Y'all have a great Wednesday. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for hanging out for a second. If you like this type of content, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do your thing, and we will be back on Friday. Be you, keep growing stronger together.